Good morning, dear students. I, Professor Basavaraj Koluche, welcome you all for today's lecture of business communication. In previous 2 to 3 classes, we have seen the most important concepts of written communication, that is, choosing the correct word, and after choosing the correct word, we need to frame the sentence in a proper way. So, sentence framing, then paragraph writing. So all these three important things we have covered, and almost the basic concepts of written communication we have completed. Today we shall see the advantages and disadvantages of written communication, and after that we will wind up the second module and begin with the third module. So here today we shall discuss the advantages and disadvantages of written communication. Here basically every mode of communication has its own advantages and disadvantages, but since in every field written communication is used for various purposes, because of which it has own advantages as well as disadvantages. So let us see few of these advantages and disadvantages of written communication. The first one is authoritative document. Written communication is an authoritative document because it is, say, signed, letterhead would be there, and it is used for various legal purposes also. Various authorities, they give their orders in written only. For example, the present scenario you all can see that the lockdown order was issued by the principal secretary of the state. So he wrote a SOP and gave a complete idea in a written format. So it is an authoritative document. The second advantage of written communication is easily understanding. Many times what happens in oral communication, we speak, but if the attention of the listener is carried out somewhere, then the message may be lost. So the message may not be understandable by the receiver. But here in written communication, we give the document in written format, because of which the person can refer n number of times, read it carefully, and understand the message in a correct way, as the sender has sent the message. In what sense? In same sense the reader can understand the message. So it is said that written communication is easily understanding, because the receiver can refer those documents or letters many times and get the concept or the message clearly. So it is easily understanding. Then third is acceptability. In oral communication and other areas, what happens is sometimes the receiver may not accept it, or the receiver's attention may be lost and the message may not be accepted. But here, since the written communication is used for legal and various purposes, it will be accepted and a proof will be maintained for that. For example, if we are sending a letter through courier or by post, the receiver will sign and take the letter. So here it is acceptable, or the written communication is accepted by each and every person. The next advantage is effectiveness. Many times you might have seen the faculties will be giving you all instructions in oral way, but most of the students won't listen. But the same thing, if a principal writes a notice or sends a notice, and through that notice, if a principal sir signs on that notice, it will be more effective, and the receivers will obey that order. So here the written communication is very effective, and the effect is carried. Many times what happens is, in oral communications, we listen and forget, but here the written communication will be having a document which will be carried by us, and which will make effect on us, and that effect will be carried. So written communication is said to be more effective. The next advantage of written communication is permanent record. We feel that records should be there for each and everything. We require these records or documents as a legal proof as well, or an authenticated document is essential for carrying out or maintaining the records. So here in oral communication, we say cannot maintain the record for authentication or for legal matters. But a written communication, in this we have a permanent record or a say complete data in a written format, which we can use as a permanent record and keep it. You all might have seen, even though we use tally in our offices for accounting purpose, but at the end of the year after audit, we take printout of that and keep in files, so that the document or the record would be permanent. The next advantage of written communication is reduction of risk. Many times what happens is, when we are giving the instructions or the orders orally, the risk is involved, or the more risk is there, because the sender may change his message, or may say do fraud with us as well. But here, when we are sending a message in a written way, it reduces the risk of these kind of happenings. So it gives a complete authenticated document and avoids risky activities or misunderstanding or misrepresentation or frauds. So written communication reduces risk. The next advantages of written communication is less possibility of distortion. Here, the message in oral communication and all may be say distorted. Some words may be not listened or not be captured by the receiver. But here, the words and the message what we are sending, since it is in a written format, it will not distort. So the message will be continuously or used properly for further references. The next advantage of written communication is alternative method. Written communication is a alternative method for various types of communications. In this, the message or the letter, orders, memos, or appointment orders, or court orders, etc., and number of things, they are say used as an alternative method. First, they give the judgment or order orally, and after that, the alternative method of written communication is given. So, written communication is an alternative method. Then, by written communication, delegation of authority is possible. Whatsoever the work is being assigned, along with that work or along with that assignment, the authority to complete that work is also delegated along with the written communication. That's why in written communication, whenever the order is given or the message is given, along with that message, the authority will be also given. For example, say the lockdown was announced and along with that order of lockdown, authority to police people and the health department was given to implement it strictly. So the authority was also given. The next, effective control. Under written communication, we have a effective control over the message, and no other disturbances, or the message may not be, say, misrepresented, or may not be misused. But here in written communication, we have the control over the message. Whatsoever the message we are sending, that message will be, say, controlled in an effective way. The next advantage of written communication is personal image. Here, the sender, when the message is sent, the receiver will have a, say, personal image about the sender, and here the sender's good image will be there in the eyes of receiver. The next, last advantage of written communication is wide access. The letters, documents, and other written modes of communication are accessed for long time. But in oral communication, if we listen the message, we may carry it till our house, but very next day we may forget it, because we can't access it continuously. But in written communication, those written documents can be used, referred, and for further preferences or use, they will be, say, referred. So it has a wide access. So these are some of the advantages of written communication. With this, almost everything is covered from your second module. Only one part is remaining about the, say, disadvantages of written communication. That we shall see in tomorrow's class, that is on Monday, and after that we shall wind up with the second module. If you have any doubts, questions, please feel free to contact me at any point of time. Thank you. Good day.